So I was at Patterson up until about 7 years ago and realized that a lot of the folks that I was working with there, helping them start a business, helping them grow a business, helping them move to new locations, whatever, would come to me and say, I want to retire, or I'd like to sell my business, can you help me? And I didn't do it. And many of them did it on their own, went through the process, and it was really tough. And then a few of them came to me after it was completed and said, I made some poor decisions, I'm sick to my stomach how things went. Have you ever thought about doing this? And we think you'd do well because you care about people. So I switched to DDS, I guess it's 7 years ago. When I was 14, I became financially independent. So I had a lawn business that basically paid for my college. Hindsight, I should have remained an entrepreneur. However, I was in college debt, and the way we were raised, you go to school and you get a job. So what it came down to is when I had ideas of how I wanted to help customers differently, I had to clear them with bosses and managers, and it wasn't for me at the end. So now I am my own boss. There's a lot of advantages to that. It's also, you're your own boss, so it does all fall on you, but I like it. They only retire once. You only have one chance of doing it right. And on your own, I can't imagine doing it. I tell a lot of my dentists, being in the dental industry as long as I have, I know all the steps of a root canal, but you don't want me to do it because I've never done it. So you may have heard from your buddies, Dr. Smith, about how they sold their business and another buddy did this, another buddy did that, but you need an advocate. You really do. People forget that the dental industry is a very intimate industry. So think about this, as silly as it sounds. How many people do you know that put their hands in your mouth? Nobody, other than your dentist. How many people, when you talk to them, are 6 inches from your face? Nobody but your dentist. One of my best friends is my dentist, okay? When we hang out, he's not 6 inches from my face and he's not putting his hands in my mouth. But my point is, they spend a lot of time trying to gain trust from their patients, trying to make their patients comfortable for whether it's a simple check or an actual procedure. So what I realized is what my dad used to say, everybody says it, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Every broker out there is going to tell you, I can sell your practice in 6 months. I have 100 buyers locked and loaded, and I'll get you the most money. Is that a differentiator? It's not. So people that have devoted 40 years of their lives in intimate, close relationships with people to now turn it into this transaction, of course it's a transaction at the end. You know, the paperwork has to be signed and it's a legal thing, but getting them through it is enormous. Imagine going somewhere every day for 40 years and abruptly not going. Or you have the grandmother, the mother, the daughter, and now the granddaughter in your practice. I mean, this is their baby. You have to treat it as such. If I gave you my baby, I sure hope you handle it with care and don't just throw it on the floor and then do a transaction. So a big thing that I like to do is get to them early, because you're going to sell your business one day. You are. Whether it's an unfortunate situation like you fall ill, or the worst of all situations, you pass away, or the best is you decide one day I'm ready to retire, you've got to start early. And I have the most success when I get to them early and really try to coach them through the things that are going to come their way so they're prepared, but also to maybe fix some things in the practice that when they eventually sell could be an obstacle. The looks on their faces when you come in and you're different, but different with caring, you can't. Now, if they're jerks or they're mean or they're stressed out or they're in a bad spot or whatever, and all they care about is the broker that charges the least amount and all that, I'm not your guy. But I think everybody's got a spot in them that just wants help and wants to, there's a reason you're getting out. You're tired, you're exhausted, you want to spend time with your wife, your kids, your grandkids, go fishing, whatever, that's really why you're thinking about retiring. Because you're probably making a good living now, or perhaps physically you're starting to fail, and I have compassion for that too.